installing a new bumper and tire carrier where we'll be able to hold our 35s. Hope you enjoy it. Follow them. First thing we got to do is take off the rear bumper. There's 2 bolts on each side. We'll get them off and we'll take the hitch off after that. Right. These 2 bolts right here are 2 of them. You got to take them off. They're 16mm bolts. Take them out. That should be all the bolts. It should just slide off. We'll see if we can get it off. Yep. Come right off. Good. Alright, next thing we got to do is take the hitch off. It's these 4 bolts. Depending on which hitch brand you have, these may be nuts. These are welded on, so you got to take the bolts out from the back side. And that's what I'm fixing to do. That's the hitch. Now we got to take off the tow hook. Alright, bolts on the tow hook were too tight to pop loose with my ratchet, so I had to go to air. So here we go. Alright, that's that. Alright, the next step is to take the tire carrier off. And to do that, you got to separate the brake light, because part of it gets reused on the tire carrier. To do that, it's 4 torque screws. Just work this wire loose right here behind the clip and unplug it. It's tight. There you go. And there's that loose for reuse. Alright, next step is to take these 8 bolts out. They are 13mm. And here we go. That one. And there's that. And that's all. Right. We got a block off plate for this. We got to take it out next. It just pulls loose. And there's that. Right. The last thing we got to take off is these 2 bumpers here. They're just rubber. They're just pop in. So you just pull them off. And the same for this one. There we go. Now we start reinstalling parts. Right. This is the block off plate we're going to use. It's just a cheap little Amazon piece of metal. It's powder coated and blocks off the hole. Right. I'm drying this off, clean that spot up. 10 years, 12, 7 years of gunk. Now, got it wiped off, fixing to put the block off plate on. Alright, got this block off plate I'm going to put on. There's not a front or back. Just bolt it up. One thing you got to do, this grommet that's right here, you need to push it out. Just reach your hand in and push it. It pops right out. That way your plate will lay flat. Alright, now we're going to put the plate on. Just simply uses the factory hardware, bolt it right back up. A couple in here to hang it. And then put them all in and run them down. Just get them all started before you run them down. I'll just run them all in. Alright, that's the last of the prep work. Now we'll go on to the install of the bumper. Our next step is to pick this up. We've already put the frame inserts in. We're going to pick it up, slide it on, and put the bolts in. See the cap? It's got to be right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now, outside the frame. There we go. Just keep it from falling out.
You're all against the metal, so you can't do nothing different. I got one in there. Turn at a time. Tight in there.
Got the outside 4 bolts hung. Got the bumper hung. Now it's to put the 4 bolts through the frame where the original trailer hitch mount went. That's what I'm working on now. The center uses the 4 trailer hitch mounts. You thread the bolts through the outside, and through the slots you can get to the nuts to tighten them up. Alright, there's that. Now we'll tighten the outside 4, and we'll be good to go. We can move on to the next step. Alright, we've got it set in, we've got the shims in, we've got the pin in. Next, we've got to put the cam in, which adjusts for the latch, it just slides on. Then you have this nut that slides in here, just like this. You take the long bolt and washer, rock through, and it backs. And then you just tighten it down. And that, for the big part, is the tie carrier installed. All that's left is putting it all together and adjusting it. Alright. Test fit, make sure it all works like it's supposed to. Working pretty good. Needs to go up from here. It's not too bad. Now, we'll get the tire on and all the rest of the accessories on. We'll need to adjust it again, but for the most part, that's good right now. Alright, now we got to put the spare tire mount together. Okay, I've pressed the studs in. And how you do this, you take your spare tire mount, you lay it in your tire. Take the other half and lay in it. Got one of my bolts, take your straight edge, lay across, where it's going to be in contact with it, and you start picking it up. And when it hits it, go to the next bolt hole. Mine was in the center. You do that, you put your 4 bolts in, you tighten it down, and you're good to go. Alright, figure out how high you want it. Let's measure from the top to the straight edge. I'm using a square here. That's a little less than 19 inches. I'm going to move 20 inches to just have a little extra clearance. Come over here to the tire carrier. Measure from the bottom up to 20 inches. That puts us right here. That's your minimum. I'm going to go up 2 hole or 1 hole, and that's where I'm going to mount it. It'll give me a little extra clearance. I've got the mount hung with the 4 bolts that comes with it. Now I'm going to run it up and hang the tire, and we'll see where we're at when we start adjusting. Alright, I'll put the 3rd brake light together. I've removed this from the factory mount. It's just 4 screws, takes it loose, or 4 Torx actually. To put it together, you just lay it in here, like so. Take your factory screws, push it down a little bit. Line it up, tighten it down. Got all that done. Now, it's designed to that you put 2 bolts in. Because I'm running such a large tire, I'm only going to go to put 1 bolt in it. So, you just lay it together and tighten the 1 bolt together. There's that. See if it's, make sure it's good and tall, good, it's high enough. And it is. All I gotta do is bolt it on now. When you're tightening your cam and adjusting your cam, the ideal, or what you got to do, there's 2 bolt holes. There's a bolt hole here and a bolt hole here, if I remember right. You want to get one of these holes aligned with the bolt hole. I didn't see it in the instructions, but it's tapped for it, and they send a bolt for it. You put that in, like so. You tighten it down, and that is what keeps your cam from moving once you have it adjusted. If you need to adjust it again, you loosen your bolt, you take your Allen out, and you adjust it. Then you retorque your bolt and you put your Allen back in. It's locked. But without that, this will move. Now that we have that done, we can install our cover. It just lays over there. You can tighten your 3 Allens down. Yes, I got that. Now it's all left with us is installing the high lift jack mount and doing the wiring for the third brake light. All right, next thing to do is the wiring for the brake light. To do that, you need to take this panel off here. There's a plug right here. Unplug it. You pop your grommet out, and there's your wires free. Alright, to get the third brake light to work, we unplugged it here, fished it out, and I cut it, added about 4 foot of wire, and run it down this and out here behind the gate. It's right here, and I zip tied it all the way along here and up to the light. Alright, all I got left is put the cover on. Alright, that takes care of the installation. So, we're done for the day. I hope y'all enjoyed it, found it informative. Tune in next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, check out our social media links in the description to keep up with our latest adventures.